Howdy, 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 howdy. It's me, your good friend, Lordfish, and we're back. And we're gonna make some more fishies, because I like the fishies. Alright, so let's go ahead and size things first. Local, you don't have to if you don't need to. I do. I've been instructed by my programmer to always size things, so I always do. I don't know what you guys use. I use Unreal, but I'm curious to see if you guys are using Unity or a different engine. So if you want to comment and let me know, go ahead. That'd be cool. Alright. Make sure you subscribe and thumbs up as well. It's going to help other people see my video, and I would personally appreciate it. If you get something out of these videos, then sure you won't mind. Alright, I'm going to start off. We'll make a fishy, of course, but I'm going to just change the shape a little bit before we even start to kind of give our fish a slimmer look this time. Okay? So I'm going to start off with that. I'll flip back to this mode. Oh, wait. I will hit A to highlight it all, Control B. And I'm going to need to change that, obviously. So we'll just go to bevels, and we will change it a little bit. And then we'll undo, and we'll redo with our new bevels to see if we can make it look a little bit nicer than that. So just make sure you're not ruining your own bevels, something like that. Have a look around, make sure everything still looks good. Someone else mentioned the other day that you are probably going to have to do some subdivisions to make the texturing right, basically, on the item after you stretch it like that way. So you might want to look into that. That's up to you. I won't bevel that. Looks like it's going to have to do the job. And hopefully it will. Maybe we'll put another little bit of a head on after. But this will be our starter shape for starts, okay? So this time we're going to make our fish a little longer, so we'll go out of edit mode with tab. Let's see, a little thicker maybe, something like that. Looks about the right width, okay? Let's get a fish head. Shift A. And I haven't practiced this, so if it doesn't go well or if I need a couple shots to get it right, try to understand. I'm trying to teach and learn at the same time. I'm not that far into Blender 2, about 7-8 months or so. But I just really enjoy making things, and a couple people suggested that I share it, so I decided I would walk people through the steps with me for other people are able to create these things. Alright, so I clicked the wrong edge, it looks like, so I'll just fix that. Should kind of go like this, but we want it pretty round at the front. Most of the texture should be alright on this piece. As you can see, there's a little bit. Still might want to subdivide. Leave it up to you. Again, we're just trying to get the shape of the head. So maybe let's just try to move it in and see what we got before I go adjusting anything. We'll hit S, move it up a little bit maybe. See if you're happy with that shape. If you aren't, you can adjust it. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Get like a fish head type thing going on, or you can see that it's like it's head and not just part of his body. Up to you. Maybe you don't want this piece. Maybe you don't want a separated head. It's completely a personal thing, I suppose. So you decide. All right, I'm gonna go to front of this thing. And I'm gonna, let's do some fishy face, okay? So we'll make another square. Make sure you're not in edit mode yet. Try, and then we'll go in edit mode. Control B should do the whole thing. Just try to get it as even as you can. Again, it'll help you with your texturing. It should be more even the more even it is. And normally I would get out of edit mode here. Normally I would bool the edge out of these eyes, but it's up to you if you're going to want to do it. It's there's a couple benefits and there's a couple minuses. When you bool it out, it should change the shape on the inside to match the inside of the eye, so you'll be sitting it on it'll break less of the texture in a circle basically, but it can cause other issues. So again, it's up to you what you're after, what your look is. This is the look I'm going for, kind of like a minnow right now. Shift D, big old fishy eyes. Actually, I should use this to make sure we're perfectly on scale. And I just check to make sure what scale we're on, and then I'm just going to remove the minus. Okay. Fishy face. Looking good to me. You can change yours if you need to. Depends what kind of fish you're making, what kind of face it's going to have. You might want it a little more pointy or something, but I've done a couple. If this isn't what you're after, maybe look at one of the other ones, but this is a style I'm going to try making this time. Okay? Alright. So what we'd usually do is we'd make a triangle-ish shape, like a wedge, and cut his mouth out with that. But maybe we can think of something a little more clever. Nonetheless, though, I feel like we're going to have to bevel it out, or not bevel, bool it out, sorry. So, I'm sure we could just color his face if we really wanted or something, but you probably want your fish to be able to eat, depending if you're using it for a game and use its mouth, so let's make a working mouth. Again, I'm just going to match the shape, get out of that mode, Shift D it, just in case we need it again, then it's right there, okay? Alright, so we'll move it in. Obviously way too big. So instead of using S, I'll just close it down this way. Until I'm happy with the shape a little more. So move it down, probably something like this. Make a different shape mouth this time. Be a little more smoother, more open. If you need to, you could just put a slit, and that way, I don't know, it's going to be easier to animate its mouth open or closed. I don't really know, I'm not sure. This is the look I'm going to go for, so I'll either be perfect, what I want, or I'll be in trouble for my programmer. We'll find out. Alright, so I'm going to take it out of the head. I have nothing attached, so there should be no issues booling it. Just make sure it's in the right position. Take more time than I did. I'm just giving you an example. Okay? Went through a little too far and I hit his back. But it looks really cool, actually. I might go with that. Let's undo it. And I'm going to stretch. Oops. I'm going to stretch this a bit. I am going to sink in this way. Like that. And I'm going to sink in like this. So it looks like he has a stomach. Maybe go a little thinner. And you can experiment around. I'm going to Shift D it. Do it once here and here. Go ahead and bool tool. Difference. Here and here. Go ahead. Bool. Tool. And difference. Okay? And you see, now the hole goes all the way through. But since those pieces are separated at the moment, we have to bool each hole. And you can see there's a little bit of weird texture going on in there. But we'll figure it out. If we wanted to, we could probably color it now in there. But do I want to do that? Yeah, sure. Let's color it in there just to have it done. Just because it's all highlighted, it's just going to save us a lot of work. So we'll go over here. Okay. We're still in edit mode, so we should be good. We're going to go first color, new. Make it a kind of weird greeny color, maybe. Aquy color. Okay. Second color, new. Should just be what you highlighted this time. Or what you have highlighted. You can see it orange, glowing orange. So I'm just going to do that. And it should do his mouth. Okay. Normally I would have waited, but see, there's a little bit of bad texture going on in there. So looks so bad here. Oh, I think it's the piece behind it because it's not colored. Yeah, it is. Okay, we're okay. So that'd be the solution to that, is just to move it up a bit. Okay, not a big deal. And we'll have to retexture that after. We could pull our head off and do it if you need to. It's easier for you. Grab the whole piece. Oh, it's still highlighted from the last one, so maybe we'll go like this. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. so let's just do this. It's not seeming to be working, but not sure why. Oh, because I got them both highlighted. Okay, now it should work. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit confusing. So I'll do the first one like a greeny like the other one. You'll find the right color eventually. Anyways, sign. The second one will be maybe our red color if you want to continue doing that. You can make it a different color if you'd rather. Should kind of fix our issues. Obviously it doesn't have to be exact because we're not attached right now, but to our head. But just to give it the look we want, okay? Just because it's going to be easier to color those now than it will be later. And as you see, now we have a stomach on our fish. So you just need to put some bones around his mouth to make his mouth be able to shut. Shouldn't be a big deal. There's a couple animal variety packs that have free skeletons in them. Probably need a little help rigging them. I don't do those videos, but I'm sure you could find something if you type in UE5 rigging, custom character, custom animal might work a little better for you. Okay. All right. So what's next? I don't know. There's a few different ways we could do his eyeballs. If you guys wanted, you could do kind of a more 3D eyeball, and we just shrink this down, right? Wind it out, and pick it up, bring it over, and just poke it through. And when you're happy with the size, you could just stop. If you wanted to do 3D eyeball, I mean, and then we'd flop it on the other side, give it a really cool effect. I'm not sure I want that, but I thought I'd mention it before I delete this. I don't really need it, so I'm going to get rid of it. Okay. So next we probably want to make another square, so we'll go ahead and make a square. Okay. Now, shapes on the fins and where the fins are, you're probably going to want to pull up a Google page. If you have a second screen, put it on your second screen. If you don't, you're out of luck, bud. So what we're going to do here, dissolve this edge to make a triangle. Okay, flip out edit mode, crush it down. You don't want to move too much in edit mode, it'll mess with our pivot point and that gets a little weird. Alright, so you're pretty happy, I take it. Good work. Okay, so you have a few options. I would just grab this, Control B. Okay, because it's top fin, you probably want the rest of it to be pretty flat. The only thing I would worry about is go back in edit mode here. If we go to faces, this face could be a little thinner. Usually that's how fins work. They're more aerodynamic on the front, tend to be less aerodynamic on the back, right? Might have to do a little bit of work in here, just kind of slim it in for it's not such a weird angle. Okay, you get the idea anyways. Alright, have to work on that one a little bit more too, but I think you get the idea. And there, our fin is now tapered towards the back. Okay? You can do some of these, maybe at the top would be best, but not. The more you get to the bottom, the more you wouldn't want to, because then it'd start looking more weird, right? Something like that. You get the idea. It's a little off, but you get the idea. I'll stop messing with it, because we're just doing an example for you guys. I'll fix up my own fishes later. I just want to show you the idea for those people making fishes. Lord of the Fish will show you the right way to make a fish. Alright. So that's where I'm going to keep this fin. That's where I've decided I'm going to put it. Maybe a hair back. You guys decide on your own. Not really sure on the side fins. We did it a different way last time. You could reuse these if you really want. Not sure it's the right shape. So we'll try something different, see if we can make something a little more pleasing for us on the side. Something like this, and we'll drag it up. I don't know exactly what, but we'll figure it out. Let's squish it down this way. Okay? Let's make this one a little less. Okay, let's not do that, because giving us the wrong shape. Let's grab this one. And again, I just make it on the fly. I don't plan it out, so you gotta kind of bear with me and we'll make the mistakes together. Figure this out together. Something like that. Kind of like an airplane, I guess. Maybe I'll stay in that mode and I'll curl these two edges with Control B. bevel. Try to get them as evenly as possible. If you are texturing them, it'll be a little better. Maybe we'll grab those again. Since we have them and we also know that the fish's fin's going to taper out here, we can just squish these. Should give us a nice even end. Okay. Maybe a little bit more, but not too much. Don't like to move things in that mode. But there we go. We have a pretty well-shaped fin. It's a little different than the upper fin. Just giving us a bit of definition. Alright. Okay. So let's put that in. Out of edit mode, of course. And that's probably not right. So something like this. Okay. Find your angles. And we're going to find out. Perfect, actually. Something like that. And then move her in. And if you're happy, maybe you want them more forward, maybe you want them a little further back. I'm going to go a little forward like that. I think it looks better. I'm not exactly sure on fish anatomy, but you tell me. Shift D when you're done. Pause it if you're not, until you catch up. I'm going to do the opposite, okay? Hopefully this works out. I might have to flip it back. I'm going to guess it's this one. We'll do... Nope, that was wrong. So we'll add the minus back to that one. Try it up here, add a minus here. Oh, that didn't work. Got me to the right spot there. Okay, now we're back to the right spot. I just need to do a flip. That's not right. 0. That should be right. Okay, but we're going to have to do the same as the other side. Just do 15. Okay. It's more of a bit of a shark shape. It might want to be like a minnow shape. You could do back here. You could tuck in the edges if you want. Just highlight the head and then grab whatever edges. But keep it in mind, you might mess up your texturing a bit. Don't think it's going to matter. You just highlight what panels you want to color your fish. If you want to give it multiple colors, is what I would do. Some people are going to lay a big fancy texture on it. Honestly, I think it gives it a better touch to the game if you make your own. If there's, you know, there's nothing else out there like it. It's not stealing the feeling from another game, but that's a personal thing. So do what you got to do. Okay. All right. Oh, that's wrong. That's backwards. Oopsers. Let's try this. There we go. It's still the same on the 15. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Alright, so let's grab this one. Let's grab this one. Let's shift D them both. And let's take them back. Okay? We're going to be for our tail. We might have to do a bit of work here, but we'll get it figured out. Okay? So I would probably take the angle of the 15 to 0. Just for we are able to move things. And there's two ways we could do this. Okay? As you can see, it's quite a bit off from the actual guy. So we can move it in like this. And this could be our tail. We can make a separate piece for our tail if we want to have a little bit more mobility. Okay? But we can also do this to match it for we don't have it different on the other side, obviously. So we just remove the minus, I believe. And then we remove this at 180. No, 180. That was weird. Remove that to 0. And then this to 0. Okay, perfect. Okay. So we're exactly in place. He has a tail now. Let's take this one because it has less changes in it. We'll do 90 here. That's wrong, sorry. Figure out 90 for it stands straight up. That's the opposite, so we could do a 180 there, I think. Nope. Minus 90. There we go. And then here we're going to go 0. Okay. And then here you can do 0. And just put it in place. And when you're good, we'll go ahead and join them all. Make sure you grab your fish last. So we'll Control J. Okay, and you'll know you got them all because they'll color the same, okay? Okay, so now we want to go ahead and put an eyeball on our fish, and then we should be pretty much all done. Just go here. No, we don't need to do that. We'll just grab this. And let's attach them to the head. It might make things easier. Okay, Control J. I think we're done booleaning the head. Only thing I think you might want is a couple nose holes in there, but on a minnow it's going to be really, really hard for anybody to see what you've done anyway, so I wouldn't bother. Up to you though. So make sure on faces up here. We'll pick out a spot for his eye. How big do you want his eye to be? Again, I showed you how to do the circle eyeballs if you want, or we can do square like that. I'm going to do square this time, but you guys decide on your own. I think it's here. Try to match them obviously on the other side. If it looks wrong, you can just fix it after, but I'm going to do two things. So we're in Edit. Let's go down to our color menu. Okay, I guess before that we want to do L. Okay, we'll use this one since it's not used, and it's going to make white. We'll do white. Perfect. Okay, that one. Make sure it's the same on both sides. So I got the same one. I believe I got the same one. So we'll do another color, new. There you go. We got our eyeballs. You want to move them forward, just to choose a different one. You should be able to look up bones to it and make his eyes roll around if you want. If you don't like the look of his face, you can stretch it out a bit. I'd do it in this mode. Okay, get the idea. Maybe just attach his eyes if you don't want his eyes stretched, but there you go. Yet another type of fish. Probably go ahead and join this to this, and we'll Control J. Okay, perfect. So got the head a different color. Maybe you want to do something different, so I don't know. You could highlight these, you know, do some kind of pattern down here. It's up to you what you want to do, the look you want to look, you know, how your fish is. Maybe you're mimicking a fish in particular. Just try to copy his patterns as best as you can. And then give it a new color. And then when you color it later, you should have another slot available there for you to give it that color. Or not that color, but whatever color. And these colors don't have to be matched to your fish. You just want to make sure the patterns are, for you're able to add whatever patterns you want on, right? And remember, you can use Control too if you want to do strips like that. Just left click or shift left click if you've already got something highlighted, and then Control left click. Okay, we could do those stripes right down our fish if we want. No big deal. Okay, all right. I think let's do it. Let's do it on both sides and see how it looks. Okay, and it just gives your fish a little more realness, you know what I mean? It looks a little bit more realer, and it might be important depending on what type game you're making. If you're making a fishing game, it'd be super important, I guess. Okay, and like that. Choose your color, and there. Alright, well, hope you guys have had a lot of fun with me today. And there it is in the other mode. It looks a little better. Always remember just to like and thumbs up, and I'll keep making more videos for you guys. Hopefully you like what I'm doing. Maybe you have a request. Maybe you have something I'm not doing you'd like to see. Let me know in comments. Make sure you're subscribed, like I said. Make sure you thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. Okay, guys? Have a great one. Bye.